Hello, ladies. My name is Sian Burton. I am your female growth and scaling expert, working exclusively with women who are in the private practice space. And today, our video is about how you can get yourself unstuck if you are somewhere between $30,000 and $60,000 in revenue, and you are seeing a huge proportion of the clients that are coming in. It's one of the biggest mistakes that I see people make who are in that revenue space between 350,000 and $500,000, that they're still seeing a lot of clients. And I actually have spoken to people who are way beyond that point who are seeing lots of clients. And then this is how the thought process goes. So this is exactly what somebody said to me who was making $2.5 million in their practice a year. She said to me, but I make $20,000 a month seeing 30 clients a week. Why would I not do that? Why would I not bring in $20,000 a month? That's like $240,000 a year, right? And yes, $250,000 is not something that you are going to sniff at and say, oh, that's not important. But the challenge when you are seeing a full caseload or very close to a full caseload, even if you're seeing, 3/4 of a caseload, let's say even, is that you are trying to be the CEO around a full-time job. And when you are trying to be CEO around a full-time job, you are already tired, you're already burnt out, you're far from at your best, you have an awful lot being held in your headspace, and you simply don't have the time and capacity to focus on taking the steps to grow the practice, to go beyond the point that you're at. So if you've been stuck at like $30,000, $40,000 for a while and potentially not making all that much money at that point either, I understand that A, it's really frustrating, but B, it's super scary to think about you not seeing as many clients. And this isn't about you completely pulling back and not seeing clients anymore, unless you're making good money, and then it is worth considering chopping those down significantly. But it's about you creating a plan to remove yourself from being the clinician who's bringing in the vast majority of the revenue. And I'm going to share with you why this is so important, because a lot of you are thinking, but I need that money coming in. Like, it's really important for me to make all this money. But here's the thing. While you're making $20,000 a month revenue right now, and that's an amazing amount of revenue to be bringing into your practice, like potentially that's half the revenue that's coming into your practice right now. If you continue to be the lead clinician, making the most money, seeing the most clients, you will be in the same place in 12 months' time, still bringing in $20,000, still seeing the most clients, still feeling like you're on a hamster wheel, chasing your tail, because you don't have the time, capacity, headspace, or energy to make the changes in the business that allows the business to grow and scale to $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a month, because you're too busy being the lead clinician and spending far too little time being the CEO, or the CDO, as we talk about it in Success Without Sacrifice. Hopefully, listening to this, you can see how, yes, you're making quite a lot of money, but in doing so, you're limiting the practice's capacity. And I'm sure, if you're like most of the other women I work with, that you would rather be working less and making a lot more. It's just that you are have been misinformed or have misunderstood that the way to do that is for you to make most of the money, because you can't leverage yourself any more than you are right now. Can't create any more hours, can't create any more headspace, can't create any more energy than you have. In fact, your energy will just diminish the longer that you are doing what you're doing right now. And the only way to grow the business to $1 million, if that's your goal, or to at least double it from where you are now and for you to work less, is for you to stop seeing so many clients. Now, a common challenge is, well, I don't know how to move my clients off my caseload. If that's the case, comment below and say clients, and we will direct you to a training I've done previously about how you can have that conversation to move people off your caseload so that you can start to do that. But more often than not, it's a fear around what happens if I don't bring in all these clients. We're going to lose all this money that I'm making. But what actually happens when you step back and give yourself some more time and headspace to focus on being the CEO, not the person seeing most of the clients, is that you can start to strategically work with your team to bring in more clients. You can start to fill them up. You have capacity to think about hiring someone else when they're full, because you have the time to onboard them and to make sure that they get up to speed. You can work with your admin team to train them up to be able to take more things from you, which in turn gives you more time to be able to focus on growing the business. And it self-perpetuates and compounds on itself, that even letting go of 2 or 3 or 4 clients over the coming weeks will allow you to focus on creating more time in the business and more revenue coming in, that allows you to drop some more clients, that gives you more focus on the business to grow and scale it, that lets you drop more clients. And it can happen really quickly. This can happen within 12 weeks, where you go from seeing 30 client billable hours a week to seeing 4 or 5. And I shared a couple of weeks ago Sarah's story, who did exactly that over the space of 7 months. Whilst doubling the revenue her practice was making, more than doubling, it went from 40 to 65. Because she started to pull back the hours that she did, to put the time into building the systems and processes and scaling the team, which gave her more time back, which let her scale the business more, which gave her more time back, which ultimately means that she is going on maternity leave very soon, making more money than she's ever made from her practice, and stepping into a 6-month minimum maternity leave, not seeing any clients, making more money. And the same can be true for you, and I want it to be true for you. So what I want you to take from this video is that being the lead clinician and seeing more clients, making more money than anybody else in your business, is actually keeping you stuck. And whilst it looks like a lot of money on paper, there's nowhere else for that money to grow to. It's static now. If you're seeing a full caseload, this is about as big as your practice is going to get, unless you find some time and capacity to focus on the things that are needed to grow and scale it. Like $30,000, $40,000 a month is a really, really common place that people get stuck, because it's done this transition from being the person who sees most of the clients to being the person who mainly runs the business and sees some clients on the side, that trips people up, because they just look at the drop in revenue and they think it has to happen overnight. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it absolutely needs to happen, but think about it being something that happens over the next 12 weeks. Like, can you drop a client every week for the next 12 weeks to give yourself 12 hours back? Can you drop 3 this week, let that bed in, build some more revenue coming in, and then in a month drop another 3? So I would invite you today to think about how you might start to approach this, to think about what you might do in your business if you had more time, because you'll have all have heard this age-old saying about you need to be working on the business, not in the business. And this doesn't get any truer than when you're seeing the full caseload and trying to be the CEO at the same time. If this is something you are like, oh, that's all well and good, Sean, but I have no idea how to scale the business. I have no idea how to get more clients coming in. So I don't know how to move out of this situation I'm in. Then please book in a call. We offer free Feminine Way to Scale consultations. Love to talk to you about your systems, your marketing, your team, and what is going on, and how we can help you create a plan of what needs to change in order for you to activate this opportunity to work less and make more. So I hope it's been helpful. Please let me know in the comments your thoughts and feelings and ahas and oh my gods that have come up from watching this video. And I look forward to seeing you guys all on a video soon.